What's up, guys? Today we're back at my shop. Yesterday I posted on Instagram on my story just like one of those vote things if you guys wanted to see another update video on the Impreza, because I've actually been doing quite a bit of work to it, which I probably should have been filming, but one of the days I was actually going to film and do work, my camera was out of batteries, of course. So I'm here today. A lot of you guys answered yes, so I'm going to do another update video on the Impreza. And things have kind of changed a little bit from what I was originally going to do. So let's get into that. First, I just want to say that I've been cleaning the shop like the past few days. I had a few days off last week as well, so I've been taking the time to actually clean the shop and organize it a little bit better. So like, I'm trying to get rid of some stuff too, so some wheels and tires I've been trying to get rid of. That whole side right here is all clean now because that's where the BRZ is going to be sleeping for the winter time. So that area right there is going to be for the BRZ. My buddy Brandon, his GTI, I put all of his parts on this new shelf that I just got from my buddy Derek. Derek, thank you a lot for giving me that shelf. That actually was really helpful. And yeah, just trying to organize a little bit more. Once I gotta clean up all the, where is it in the picture? Right there. All the BRZ interior pieces, I gotta sort through, throw out most of it, and just keep the carpet and stuff like that. So I gotta go through that stuff still. That's about it. Just all over here is still a bunch of our junk that I still need to kind of go through just a little bit more. There's some stuff I can still throw out and organize a little bit better. But yeah, now there's a lot more open space in this area of the shop now, which is nice. And kind of just like our long-term project cars are just stuffed in the back because they're not going to be driving. So let's get into the Impreza. The Impreza, what I've done, I've kind of went kind of intense with the stuff that I was going to do to it. Last time I talked to you guys, I said I was just going to clean it up a little bit, you know, throw a new body kit on it, make it look a little bit nicer, you know, get it wrapped. Well, I kind of decided to go a little overboard, and I wanted to clean up the hood. So you can see I body filled all of the little low spots, and I sanded the entire hood. I took the hood scoop and like the vents and stuff out so I could sand it real well and get it ready for a wrap. I've also gone ahead, and my buddy Matt actually helped me. Sanded down all the fiberglass body panels, so now those are all nice and smooth. Sanded down the doors and all like the trim pieces. Everything is all sanded on this side now. This side I'm actually gonna have to work on today a little bit. This fender is done. The door is pretty much done. I just gotta do that rear quarter where I took the big Boostworks decal off. There's still some adhesive on it, so I gotta get that off. And then I just gotta clean up the roof a little bit. So this thing's gonna be wrapped. It's gonna have kind of like a slight two-tone wrap job on it. I'm not gonna give away the color or anything yet, but basically what I'm gonna be doing now is kind of leaning this away from a drift car now, which I originally like took it all apart and built it to be a drift car. But I used to have a red two-door Impreza that I absolutely loved. It was completely stock, like 1.8 liter engine, nothing done to it, and it was just an absolute blast to drive. That was my beater car for probably close to a year. And when I say beater car, it was literally my beater car. That thing, I beat the crap out of it every single day, you know, to work and back, and it was just an absolute blast to have. It had no power, but it was so much fun to drive. This car, I originally bought this car because I wanted to do a WRX swap in my red one, and I never got around to doing it. This one I bought already WRX swapped, and my original goal was to make this my basically updated red Impreza, just what I wanted it to turn into. So now the BRZ, with now being half caged, has racing seats, it's basically gonna be as close to a race car as I could get it for now. I'm really considering on trying to drift the BRZ as well as track race it. So I think the BRZ is going to be more leaning towards my drift car now, along with being my track car, kind of just like a multi-purpose car, when my Impreza here is going to be leaned more towards my basically my dream Impreza that I've always wanted. I've always loved 90s JDM cars, and the Imprezas has just been my favorite overall. So I'm gonna turn this more, I think, back into kind of like a street car. Like eventually I'll build the motor, I'll put a bigger turbo on it, I'll do all that stuff eventually, but I just want to I'll put it back to all-wheel drive, make the whole car itself a little bit more street friendly, because right now it's not like streetable at all with the welded center diff and the welded rear diff and the fuel cell and a few other things like that. I'm gonna keep the fuel cell, that's gonna stay in there, but there's things I gotta do to just make it a little bit better. So let me just walk you around. I'm gonna show you what I've done with the fuel system right now. Like I said last time, I actually relocated it up where I actually wanted it to go. It actually worked. And I took out this heavy fuel cell cage that I made last year. That thing weighs like 30-40 pounds, so I already dropped a bunch of weight from the back. But basically, now I have it up basically as close as possible to the rear axle as I can, and like I have it bolted in the back to the strut towers, and then I have it bolted into here on either side. And when I shake this and I move it around, the entire car moves. So it's sturdy, it's not going anywhere, and now all I gotta do is just basically redo some of the fuel lines. The return line is already hooked up, just because I was testing to make sure it would actually reach, and it does. So I've got the feed line just sitting right here. But basically what I'm going to do too, because one of my issues was that I was getting fuel starvation, which isn't, you know, uncommon with doing a fuel cell. But I had my fuel pump and fuel filter actually above the top of the fuel cell. So now, since that's up this high, I'm going to make a plate that just goes right here, and it's going to mount the fuel pump, then the fuel filter, and then it'll go into my feed system. So I'm going to have it sit as low as I can to the bottom of this fuel tank, kind of just to hopefully get it, you know, fueled to like pool in the pump, and, you know, have it actually work better. So that's my next goal. I got to get some more steel before I could do that, so that's not going to happen today. I still have all of the pieces just sitting right here. Maybe today I'll actually put the vent can back on. I could probably hook that up. I'm going to mount it over on this side, just because I've got the battery on this side. So vent will go right here, and then like I said, the fuel lines will come up and around here down into the fuel pump area and then go over. So that'll be one of the next times. I'm thinking about doing a few, maybe a few engine performance mods as well. Like, I took the top mount off, it's over there sitting on the shelf. I'm actually going to be trying to sell that soon. I think I might be trying to go front mount, just because the new bumper and stuff that I'm going to have, it's going to have a nice opening in the front bumper area, and nothing like a good classic 90s JDM car without, you know, a front mount. So I kind of want to put that intercooler on, mostly just for looks for now, because I'm not really going to be gaining much horsepower with the stock turbo. And, you know, eventually when I go bigger turbo and stuff, and bigger injectors and stuff like that, and actually tune it, it'll actually work for me. So basically right now it'll just be for looks, just to kind of complete the look to it. While I'm doing the front mount, I kind of want to do a reverse intake manifold. So for you guys, for you Subaru guys that don't know what that is, throttle body's on this side. So when you do the intercooler piping, it'll come up and around the turbo, go this way, you know, down into the bumper. It'll come out through this hole right here, and usually it'll just come up and run along here and come all the way up and around and into the throttle body. And that's a lot of piping, especially for this car that has stock TD04 turbo. So what you do is that Subaru actually is kind of convenient, and you can just literally unbolt it, flip it around so the throttle body sticks on this side, and it bolts right onto the TGV housings. The only thing is that you got to relocate the alternator. There's quite a few kits out there that locate it right here, which is no problem. It's only like $100 for the kit, and it comes with the belt and everything, so there's no problem with that. So I might try and do that. That way it shortens the intercooler piping by probably like 2 to 3 feet, and it'll just kind of be a little bit different. not too many people have reverse manifolds, so I might try and do that at the same time. It's inexpensive enough to try and do it, and that way it'll be done for future mods. Alright, so right now I'm going to finish up sanding that driver's side rear quarter panel just to get all that adhesive from the decals off. And I'm just going to sand that up, and then basically all the sanding on the car will be done. Besides, actually, I got to sand the trunk. So besides the trunk, everything will be done. So let's do that. Alright, so I just got the sanding done on the quarter panel. So now it's all smooth. I spray painted the quarter panel red just to see what that would look like, so that's why there's red underneath. Like the other side doesn't have red underneath. The other side is just the regular gray with the gray primer I put underneath. So now both quarter panels are done. Basically the only thing I need to sand left is just the trunk, and I gotta remove the spoiler just so I can get the rest of the trunk that's underneath that. And I'm just gonna lightly scuff the spoiler just because I just crappily spray painted it. And besides that, then I just gotta wait for the body kit to come in, and I'll just, like, you know, if there's any imperfections on that, I'll sand that a little bit just to make sure that's good. And then I'll be ready for wrap. Today wasn't a longish video. It was just more of just an update to show what's been going on with the Impreza, what I'm gonna be turning it into. And yeah, that's about it. So the BRZ, I just recently posted a video of Matt and I dropping the BRZ off over at Blood and Fire Fabrication. I actually have the BRZ back now. It's actually at my house. I've been meaning to try and do an update video on that, but every single day that I've had it, like when I picked it up, it was already getting dark, so I couldn't do an update video then, and I work until 5 every day, and it's dark at like 4:30. So by the time I get out of work, it's already too dark, so I can't do anything. And now this past weekend, today's a Sunday, yesterday was raining, and today it's downpouring. So that's another reason why I have the door closed right now. So I can't do an update video on that yet. It's going for wrap, I think this week. So color change. I'm not gonna say what color it is yet, but you guys will see probably in the next video or two for the BRZ. So I'm gonna end the video today. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, hit that subscribe button, maybe give us a thumbs up, and more videos will be coming. See ya.